So the next thing I want to ask is just a little outward facing to people who maybe are watching this, if people are watching this, and just giving some advice and like little nuggets of wisdom that you have from working on this about like what you find particularly essential to this type of curriculum, and then like just advice in general about working on this curriculum. Like how would like what do you think is particularly important? So whoever would like to start.
I can start. I feel like a lot of what I would say is kind of a repeat of like how I answered other questions too. Um, but something that I find essential to this curriculum is discussing systemic racism within the criminal justice system. I do not think there's any way that we could have like, or should have done, like curriculum about the Compass case without that. And yeah, so that's something that I think is essential to kind of like, I mean, it's essential to discussing systemic racism is essential to basically anything related to tech too, because as we know, everything's interconnected and it impacts lots of different people, but especially Compass. And then other things that I thought were essential, also I talked about this already, but like keeping the full complexity of the case and making sure we don't present it as a binary with a right and wrong answer. Yeah, those were things that I like felt were really necessary, and I'm happy that we included.
Yeah, to emphasize that last one, like what's so important in this curriculum and just like any human context and ethics curriculum is that there are no right answers. We are not trying to tell someone like this is the one way to think about the implications of your technical work. Like that is not ever the goal. We are just, we want students to critically think about what they're doing, and see past the technical and see how it's changing and affecting the world around them.
I think I have two different things, like one for advice, one for just kind of what I think is essential. In terms of what I think is really essential, like the to add on to like the systemic racism piece and the importance of having that in our work, like I think to have your curriculum be really human focused is so important. And I think what's missing in so much data science and computer science curriculum, I mean, a lot of them just in general don't have social pieces, but even when they have real data sets, it's just like, it always feels like these really big data sets that are just like whatever. And it's not really about the actual people and the singular, like everybody who's in a data set is like a real person with a real life, and they're being affected by like systemic problems. And I think something that felt important to our work was just like, make sure we're keeping this like human, very human focused, and very like, how is this impacting communities directly? Why is it impacting the Black community more than it's impacting the white community in this perspective of fairness? Like, where in our institutions and systems is this like particularly pertinent, and like why? And to add on that, I personally think it's really important to always emphasize the importance of external expertise and community expertise, because I think in data science and computer science we really like put tech at the top all the time as like our solver, and that also means the people who are creating it are the solvers of the universe and of institutions and of all the problems we have, which is like really, really, to me, incorrect. And like, not to say that data scientists and computer scientists don't have a place, they do, they're important, but it's important that they take the wisdom from other sectors of existence, both professional and non-professional, because non-professional communal is equally as important. So just to me, especially like we had an expertise section in our package, in our curriculum, and I thought that that was really important because it was, I don't know, I feel like that piece feels so essential to me to remind people that we need to bring in other voices and uplift the voices of those who don't have the privilege and opportunity to be heard, especially because tech is a space where like you often have to be able to pass a bunch of barriers to get there in the first place. Um, so to me, it feels really important to have people always in there who are not just technical people. So yeah, I think that's essential to like every piece of curriculum, even if expertise isn't your main focus. Like I think it always needs to be said in some way.